Should be good to go. Okay,
We're live
guys,
at
we are
lunch.
live at lunch again. I'm sitting here looking out my windows across my back of my property.
Because it's hot outside.
Because it's just too hot outside. We're in the 90s already. Heat index today, my neighbor told me, it's supposed to be 117.
And the humidity is at pretty close to 100%.
Yeah, it's
just saying.
It's just unreal at the humidity.
I ran out and cooked our burgers and came back in. So we're inside.
We're inside. We're in the studio room. So.
Hey, Sierra. Oh, she's shelling peas.
Ah!
Now, if it's field peas, we haven't got field peas yet.
We ain't got our field peas yet, but
it's close.
This is part of my plate here. There's not all of it, but we got cheese and deer.
Made a deer burger today.
Made a deer burger today. This is store-bought cheese. Now I have to say that. It's the only kind I found I can eat. Now I'm checking into the cabinet. We won't try that because somebody made that comment. But this is our homegrown Irish potatoes, or red Lesotas, whatever you want to call them, with our homegrown onions. Then put on a cast iron thing and set.
Let me see if I can show it
on the grill.
Yeah.
This is the latest thing that we've bought here. These here are cast iron. We found them at Walmart. It's made by Lodge. We put our food in it. After it's done, we put it on the grill while we're cooking our burgers, and it gives it that smoky flavor. Fantastic, guys.
And these potatoes and onions, when they're done in the air fryer, are good.
Yeah.
Danny and I love them done like this, chopped up little small pieces with the onions, potatoes, coated in coconut oil, added salt and pepper, and 20 minutes at, 20 minutes at 400 degrees, I think, in the air fryer. And every 2 to 3 minutes, I'm stirring them so that they get good and done. And Danny and I love them that way, but today, I decided we're going to use our cast iron piece here, and I put after they were done, I put them on the cast iron, set it on the top of the grill on the side that didn't have hardly any heat, just so it was getting the smoke and some heat to heat the cast iron, but not cooking.
Right.
And so we've got potatoes and onions that have a smoky flavor now. And my plate, I don't know if you guys can see it, but on the thumbnail, I've got a deer burger, and I do have a bun. I have the potatoes also, but I have a salad. My salad is cucumbers, asparagus, Malabar spinach, carrots, all from our place. Now, here is some dill relish that I made a couple of years ago. I had some in the fridge that just need to be finished off because cucumbers are coming in. We've just been making more. Yep. So this is dill relish made here at Deep South. So again, 90% of it is from our place, but I do have salad dressing and mayonnaise and ketchup. So, you know, so that's my plate. And it really is good.
That's not all that we have here, guys.
Oh.
We have this right here. Now, this is peaches from our tree. You saw in the thumbnail. We are harvesting peaches now. I have them covered with a piece of cellophane because peaches oxidize so rapidly. If you could just smell a fresh peach from a tree, a peach from a grocery store doesn't hold a candle to this peach here.
No, you don't get the smell. So we decided we'd show you we're going to have fresh peach today. What else? Oh, I was talking about Mrs. Dexter. So yesterday, we were not expecting to, just a minute, my whole thing. Yesterday, we were not expecting to get Mrs. Dexter till the weekend, probably Saturday or Sunday. But that deal fell through, and Charmel had told me if we didn't get the first lady to pick her up, she would. And the deal was Charmel wanted a Dexter cow. Where she lives, she could not find them reasonable or even really find a female. Most everybody wants to keep the females. They'll sell the male. They don't want to get rid of the females.
They don't want to get rid of females, yeah.
So, hey, Pam. And so most everybody, you know, wanted we got the male because of that. So 7D Farms, Sherry at 7D, we knew she had some Dexters and some Jersey. And so we had been back and forth with her for probably
almost a year.
Yeah, at least 6 months. And it just wasn't feasible for us to go there. It's 5.5 hours because we didn't have a trailer. We had all kinds of issues. So Charmel wanted one. She came through, picked up both cows, brought us our cow, spent all afternoon, her and Juan with us, and their dog Fiona, and then went back home.
Mm-hmm.
And so she has a cow, we have a cow. And Mrs. Dexter, Dolly, is doing really great this morning. She did good yesterday. And you want to tell them why we started with Dolly? Because I started out, I was going to call her D. Yeah, I know D's going to have a fit.
I don't know. I really don't know the reason why.
Well, we were talking about names, and since Mr. Dexter, we call him Dexter most of the time, we couldn't just Mrs. Dexter and call her Dexter too. It was kind of crazy. So I said, I'm going to just shorten it to D. And so Danny's kind of looking at me like D. He wasn't really keen on D with an animal. So I said, what about Dee Dee? So he says, Dee Dee. Yeah, okay, that sounds a lot better. And I said, I hope she produces a lot of milk. Well, his mind went to Dolly Parton and a small cow with, so he said, why not Dolly? And I said, well, I like Dolly. It fits better with Honey and Zoe and Ellie Mae. And, so all the girls have E's on the end now. So we ended up naming her Dolly yesterday, or day before yesterday evening, before, she came here. And that's why she's called Dolly.
Right.
After Dolly Parton.
I figured it'd be better if you told them.
Yeah. And two, somebody was mentioning Art and Bree. I didn't know their cow's name was Dolly. So we didn't name it after Art and Bree, but
no.
Okay,
I knew about Art and Bree's cow. But
I knew they had a cow.
I knew they had one. I knew it was down, and I even left Art a comment about, because I used to raise cows. But we did not name it Dolly based on their cow.
Yeah, because I had no clue.
Yeah, Wanda doesn't know.
Is there a secret to raising turkeys? Both my males have died now for no apparent reason. How old were they?
Well, turkeys have a very high mortality rate. I'll say that.
Yeah.
They've got to be kept dry. If turkeys is in a wet environment, they will die. They're bad about getting pneumonia and diseases. They get wart head. They get all kinds of diseases just attack turkeys, and we try to keep ours as dry as possible. Now that our males are grown, we don't worry about the grown males, but the babies must be kept dry. They must be kept in a good location, a clean environment, and kept with plenty of high protein feed. We feed ours 21% high protein feed to get them off and get them to a good start. And once they get older, they'll free range.
Project Everywhere says he's in the truck cooling off. Yeah, and with the turkeys, we were really worried that we would lose a bunch because both mamas had a bunch.
Yeah.
And actually, the first mama is raising 13. The second mama's raising 12. And we thought we would lose one with the second mama because it looked really bad. It was kind of deformed looking. Well, not really deformed, but walked funny.
It was just walking funny.
And so Danny went out, kept checking on it. And late in the evening, the turkeys went under the box instead of in the box. And so he went to getting them all out. And one of them had gotten hung up somewhere. And so we lost one of the good turkeys, actually.
We lost one of the good ones, yeah.
And the one that was looking kind of funky is actually perked up and doing fine.
Doing fine now.
So they're 4 days old now.
Yeah. We have some that's a month old, and we have some that's 4 days old.
Yeah. And the month old is learning to go up on the roost. They're eating good. They ate good the first day. We've had no problems with those 13 at all. Mama takes good care. Do you recommend liniment be added to chicken water?
We don't add anything to our chicken water. Occasionally, when new baby chicks, we might put a touch of apple cider vinegar with a mother in it when they're just real little babies.
Yeah.
But after that, guys, our chickens are on their own. Because
we don't baby everything.
We do not baby anything. I mean, if it makes it, it makes it. If it don't, it just don't.
I see we have somebody from Sweden. Hello, Rita. Well, that's just part of it. I guess we're a little bit different.
We're different than most people. On our farm, only the strong survive.
We don't cater. I had a chicken. I separated 3 of my big hens out because I had too many in the pen. They got to where they weren't laying really well. They were 2 years old, and I thought, well, if I separate them out, I can tell if these 3 are laying or not, because out of about 13 hens, I was getting 4 eggs. So I took those 3 out, and I got 2 eggs the next day. So I knew 2 of them were laying. Then probably the second day, one of them got to looking really, really bad, and I think she was egg bound.
She was egg bound, yeah.
And so I said, okay, she either makes it or she doesn't. I took her out of the pen just in case and put her by herself, because we have chicken tractors. I can move them.
Yeah.
And I put her by herself. The next day, I figured I'd find her dead, but no. She had her own water, her own food. She ended up laying an egg and has been laying an egg ever since. So she got well. I didn't baby her. I didn't do anything to her. Put her by herself, and it could have went either way, you know.
And it's not that we're cruel. It's just that with animals, we don't believe in keeping just like 1 or 2 or 3 chickens or something like that. We keep enough chickens that if something happens to one of them, a predator gets in, or if one dies or whatever, then, you know, we still have enough chickens to keep us going, because we really, like we said, we do not baby stuff.
Yeah, because we found if you baby even plants,
yeah,
you keep babying it, they die on you. They don't work. So we put them out like sweet potatoes. We put those slips out y'all saw in sand.
Pure talc powder almost. It was like dust.
And now they're growing. They're doing great. We put just about.
We watered them 2 times in the evenings.
Yeah. Put about
a cup of water around each one of them twice in the evenings. And that's it, because our theory is with vegetables in the garden is they have to go hunt their groceries. If you keep watering them day after day after day and keep the fertilizer right there at them, their roots never have to go look for anything. And then if a drought happens, then they all die. So our theory is we water them a couple times to get the roots started. Those plants has got to take off looking for water. And those roots will just go everywhere, and that's always been our theory, and it seems like it's always worked.
There's a fellow in Quitman, Mississippi that has some secret calf females.
What now?
Somebody in Quitman, Mississippi
has secret.
Is that the red heifers?
The red heifers in Jerusalem came from Mississippi.
That's what I'm thinking. I think Terrell is referring to that. I'm not 100%. He's saying secret calf female. So you're not cruel. You're using common sense. Dexter's not a secret. No, Dexter's not a secret.
No. The Dexter cattle are a very old breed. Almost went extinct. They're making a comeback. Their meat has some of the best marbling in it. But now something about Dexter cows that people need to understand. They don't grow off as fast as a regular cow does. People say, I'm going to raise Dexters to butcher. You're talking about 12 to 14 months before you can butcher that animal. Because they just don't have the marbling until you get to that point. That's the point that they actually get big enough that you can get a small ribeye off of them or something like that. I mean, they're small already.
It's kind of a longer term thing, I guess, than it would be with bigger cows.
But our thing is we needed something that could survive off of the land in the woods, first of all. Secondly, there's just Wanda and me. If we butcher one, we don't need 800 or 900 pounds of meat. We need maybe 200 pounds of meat. So a Dexter would provide that for us. And then we went with the Jersey cross on the female for the milk properties and the cheese and the butter and stuff like that, if we can get her where we can milk her. Now, I don't know, not all cows can be milked, but we're hoping we can handle this one enough that we can get her where we can milk her.
Josh says he's just having his morning coffee and we're eating lunch.
Yep. Oh, aloha. So that must be Hawaii.
I hope you're not in the, I think he's the one that's not close to where the volcanic is, if I remember correctly, Josh. I hope you're not in that area, so.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be getting, I think I read today it was near the plant, what is it called? What kind of plant? Danny remembers, I can't remember.
I'm just reading the stuff here. Are you talking about their electric plant? Their geothermal plant?
Yeah, it was getting toward the geothermal plant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said autocorrect just made it say secret instead of Dexter's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, hello from Sanford, North Carolina, I believe. Yeah, we're just trying to keep our place producing and going. And you might have noticed there was no rabbits. We got rid of all the rabbits. We're not trashing rabbits. We're just not going to feed rabbits all summer long.
Yeah.
They're 2 years old.
We can't raise them in the heat here.
Yeah. So we're going to pick them back up in, say, September to October when we find some good rabbits. 1 male, 2 more females. And we will produce rabbits all through the winter.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up, off those 2 females, probably 5. Do we have 5 different times?
5 litters?
Over 2 years, at least 5 times we've had babies. And at one point I had a 3rd female, and we got 2 or 3 litters from her.
Yeah.
So in 2 years, we produced a lot of rabbits. That's a lot of meat for us, so we think that did really, really well.
We produced probably over 100 pounds of meat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that might sound like a lot of rabbits in some ways, because most of the time ours had at least,
before they oxidized to the point.
What, 8 a piece? Or do they have more? How many rabbits? It was a lot.
Gosh, guys.
Fresh peach?
That peach is so outstanding, until honest to goodness.
He's making me eat this now while I'm eating my salad, so
It may
I
have
guess
a little
fruit
off
and
taste.
salad goes together.
Yeah, it may have a little off taste because of that stuff you eat, but
No, oh my gosh.
Isn't it good?
Mm.
That is the best peach,
I'm sorry,
swear.
God, I
mean,
swear.
Honest to goodness, this just come off of our tree.
It does not taste like anything in a store.
No, I mean, it
y'all want to come to Deep South and taste a peach?
Oh
just come
my
on.
gosh, this is just like, it's like candy. Remember when we took the peaches to the black lady up in town here?
Yes.
Miss Deborah.
Yes.
And she bought peaches from us, and she said, "Oh my gosh!" We walked in. She says, "I can just smell them when we walked in the room." And she bought what was it, like 15 or 20 of them from us?
No, it was like a box.
That's right. It was the box when we were selling.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
Like.
And she said she took them home for dinner.
And ate one.
And told her husband, she says, "Oh my goodness," she says, "I can't wait to get home this evening to eat some more of these peaches." When she got home from work, her husband had ate that whole box of peaches. He told her, he says, "I don't know where you got these peaches from." She said, "But that has got to be the best peach I have ever eaten in my life." And of course, we didn't have any more because we'd done sold out, but she would have bought more at that moment, remember?
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta have a peach. Forget the hamburger, forget the salad. There's no chemicals in this.
There are no chemicals in our peaches. None whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I had to trim around the worm on one of them.
Okay, I don't have a worm in mine.
No, yours don't have a worm in it.
Oh.
I'm telling you. That's just, they're oxidizing, so I didn't want them to.
He wanted to eat them right.
I wanted to eat them before they oxidized.
Okay, I'll eat one more, and then I'll eat the rest of my food. Okay.
I'll cover the next 2 back up.
One thing was, I want to mention the T-shirts. Again, we do have our T-shirts for sale, and I think I got a picture. Let me find it.
You should have.
Okay, this is the new T-shirt design, Deep South Homestead, where people gather and leave as friends. We have them in adult sizes, made regular T-shirts. Then we have them in children's sizes, regular T-shirts. And then if you're like me and you want something nice, we have the women's slouchy, what do they call it? Slouchy tank. Slouchy tank. And I have some of these slouchy tanks, and they fit and wear really, really well. So I keep forgetting to put the what is it called? The end screen on our videos that shows these and talks about it, but in the description in our videos is the order link where you can get them, because when I'm putting videos together, I forget to add something to it that doesn't belong in the video, like that.
Yeah.
And so I will try to get t-shirts added to the ends of the videos, but if you were looking for one over the next few weeks, go down in the description, pick it up.
Yeah. Man, they don't nothing taste right now. The peach ruined it. I should have waited.
You should have made me. No. I don't know that I'm going to be able to eat salad now after that.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's just wrong, Danny.
That's like, it's like candy.
Okay, now
it's
I'm
like candy in the middle of a meal.
Yeah. It's like eating a piece of candy and then you don't want to finish the food. You know, that's why.
Yeah, I'm not even interested in the rest of my food now. The peach just satisfied me.
Oh, that was just too good.
But because of the way I was raised, I'm going to clean my plate up.
Oh, I will finish mine in a little bit, but I got to savor the peach taste.
I'm telling you.
That was just good.
Man.
Okay, so we have a video coming up, and I don't know when. It's on Crazy Days.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on. You got to answer the question there. Terry Albright says, so just regular sizes, no fat girl sizes?
Yeah, you can get them up to extra large, 2X, 3X, I think. I think they come in all sizes. So just if you want...
whatever you want.
Whatever you want. It should be all sizes.
Yeah.
Check the link and make sure, but if it says it doesn't have... I think so, because I think people have ordered at least 1 and 2X, so I don't know what size you need, but check it. And Freedom Acres here, she's throwing out the link.
Yeah, she's throwing a link out. Amanda, girl, I wish you was here to eat one of these peaches.
I know.
Sunshine would trip out, I'm going to tell you.
We wouldn't have a peach tree. She'd clean it.
She'd go out there and clean that peach. And the blueberries.
Oh, yeah, the blueberries have been awesome. I just didn't put any blueberries out today. Usually we have blueberries. Danny, I planted Alaskan peas, and oh my goodness, it's so sweet, like a little piece of candy. I've not heard of the Alaskan.
That's like a
sweet pea.
Like a snow pea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. T-shirts go up to 3X, but the slouchy is only to an extra large. Okay. All right, so I'm guessing the slouchy, they don't make them a bigger size, so.
Yeah. When you're bad to get old, guys, when your back starts hurting.
Oh, see my shirt? This is one of my 50-cent shirts, and it says coffee. Today on Crazy Days, I put up a sweet potato coffee video. You got to go watch it. I added sweet potatoes to the coffee to stretch the coffee. And this video, I've been trying to make it for, what, over a year?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Last year, I started looking into alternatives for coffee. And
that's for SHTF.
Yeah, in case coffee gets too expensive.
She's a coffeeholic, if you want to just be honest about it.
And so when I found out that sweet potatoes were used during the 1800s, I was reading articles that the Flying Dutchman had. He had pulled articles from actual newspapers. And so I was reading all these, and it was telling, you know, I mean, I knew they used acorns and what else?
Okra.
Okra seeds and wheat. Okra, they said, actually tastes more like coffee. But do you know how many okra seeds you're going to have to save in order to make me a cup of coffee?
You have to have a field of okra to make a cup of coffee.
It talked about them planting hundreds of acres of okra just to save the seed for coffee. Okay, so we don't have that much room to plant okra. And sweet potatoes is handy, but all the sweet potatoes that we'll get, even if we came up with 600 like last year, I can't turn them into coffee. And Danny's not going to let me turn them into coffee. So even with that, but it can be done to stretch coffee.
It's a coffee additive now. It's not to be made into coffee.
Somebody asked me about, you know, maybe I should have made it just the sweet potatoes into coffee. Well, I did. I did that first.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like a really weak tea. It didn't have much flavor at all when you take it. The reason you'd use the sweet potatoes as an additive, I don't know if I really explained that really well in my video. I can't remember because it's been a couple of weeks. But if the reason you add the sweet potatoes is you get the roasted flavor, and sweet potatoes don't have that much flavor, and the coffee overpowers it. It's pretty much like you're adding something. Like if you made tea and your tea's kind of weak and you added something else to it to stretch it, you know, that's all it is. And two, the Frugal Family Food sponsored my blog. They put it on their blog website. So there is a link in the description to frugalfamilyfood.com. Go on there and check out my little blog I did. I'm proud of it, y'all. Check them out. So what else we got going on? So I got to eat this now that I've had peaches.
Well, we just built all new corral systems in the barn.
Mm-hmm.
Or stall systems, should I say. We built new stalls all in the barn. I just got through putting in all their mineral boxes for their minerals, because in our area of the country, selenium is the soil here has no selenium in it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to use minerals. And we use the bagged mineral. We don't use trace minerals. We use the bagged minerals. Simply because trace minerals is just that. It's traces. Let me just break it down to you. A cow would have to eat 11 blocks of trace minerals to get what they get in one bag of regular minerals. So, if that gives you any indication.
Yeah.
Amanda says, my sweet potatoes are doing amazing. I'll have a video up in a few days so y'all can see them.
Plus
and my Danny corn. Okay, good deal. Mm-hmm. When you get stuff from Deep South, Amanda, it's just good stuff.
Oh. Freedom Maker says, don't snicker at my blog. She said she wrote a lovely and informative piece. Thank you. At least somebody went and saw it.
Well, Amanda knows how I am.
Yeah. Well, coffee is one of those things that if it gets very expensive, I just will go to drinking tea. That's one reason we have stuff like all the herbs I have. Mint. I have yarrow. We have, I'm trying to think, passion fruit. Stevia, even for a sweetener. I can't remember. We've got so many things here I can make teas out of that I don't need to make coffee.
Remember, this is a garden of eating.
Yes, the garden of eating. And so I can make teas out of almost anything. The blueberry leaves even can be made into teas.
Yes. Actually, in the country of Georgia, they make tea out of their blueberry leaves.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They don't eat the blueberries. They eat the leaves. Yeah.
So I have so many trees and plants and herbs that I can make teas out of that if coffee gets too expensive, I'll just swap over because I like tea too. So it's not a big deal with me. But I was wanting to know, was there some way to do it in order to continue to have coffee? But now I prep coffee. I just bought 4 the giant size containers of coffee to add back into my stash. I don't want to run out of coffee anytime soon. I want to wean myself off slowly, if you know what I mean.
How many times do you let your rabbits breed in 1 year? How many times do we do it a year? About
maybe 3.
Was it 3 the whole year?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I was thinking it was 4, but it might be 3.
I think only 3.
Okay.
You can go 4, but we tried to space ours where when it got summertime, they were not pregnant or they didn't have babies in the summer. So that would take out one. If you live up north where it's cooler or you have fans on them or whatever, you know. Am I familiar with Tulsi holy basil plant? I've heard of it. Mine is the regular basil, sweet basil, and the purple basil is what I have. And I made my, what was it called? Pesto out of
Pesto, your Italian pesto.
And I made spaghetti yesterday with that, and y'all, that pesto set it off. It was awesome.
Amazing. Tamara says she got her fence put up by watching us and getting the knowledge on how to do it.
Mm.
I'm glad it was a blessing to you. That's why we do it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, they said it was clear that it was to stretch coffee. Yeah.
About how many pounds of sweet potatoes do you get from one slip? Well, that depends on a lot of things. It depends on soil fertility, breed, how much water they get when they get it, whether it's a drought season or whether it's a moist season. But the average, we're just going to do an average. The average sweet potato plant.
Y'all know he's got to go in depth.
Well, I'm very analytical. I don't want to lie. So we're going to say the average sweet potato plant will give you between 3 to 5 pounds per sweet potato slip. But in a drought year, you can get as little as 1 pound, but usually it's between 3 and 5.
And Sierra planted 60 slips this weekend. See, I think that's amazing. I've seen a lot of people planting sweet potatoes over the last year or two.
Well, it's a new superfood.
And they say they planted them because of us. And I think that is awesome because
awesome.
We are encouraging people with superfoods. And we're going to have some videos coming up about that before long. But sweet potatoes is one of the superfoods that we grow here.
Mm-hmm.
You can survive off superfoods. If you go look back in the Depression days, they mainly sweet potatoes because they were plentiful. They could grow a lot from one vine. And so they plant fields of them.
They didn't require a lot of water. They don't require a lot of fertilizer.
No work hardly.
No work hardly. You plant them. And you just get them laid by. And once you do that, they just do the rest.
And they produce abundantly.
Yeah.
And so people in the Depression ate sweet potatoes like crazy. So coming out of the Depression, back when our parents were young, they weren't in the Depression. They were after the Depression.
My parents were in it.
Well, mine wasn't. They were just after it.
Yeah.
They didn't eat a lot of sweet potatoes because their parents wouldn't cook them because they were tired of them.
Well, they were called a poor person's food.
Yeah. And so they were tired of sweet potatoes. And so sweet potatoes kind of went out in the 40s and 50s. And my mom would cook them occasionally, but she would bake one maybe a few times a year. And then she would slice them and fry them a couple of times, 4 or 5 times a year. But it wasn't something we ate regularly. Danny and I eat them almost every day in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm. Jan, we got your slips. Thank you for those. I got them put out. They were in good condition.
And one of my crazy days things coming up, I'm going to show them. They're still green. They're still going. They just hadn't kicked in because he had just planted them.
Yeah, I just planted, what, a day ago?
Yeah, but I'm showing you they're green. They're looking good. Probably within a couple of days, they'll perk on up and look better, but they were still hanging in there looking great this morning.
Guys, the video we put up about our place and all the vegetables and the fruits and all that really did not do it justice because so much stuff now looks 10 times better.
Yeah, the video was done last week.
We did it like a week and something ago, and it took a long time because, what was it, 90-something clips?
Almost 100 clips, like 98 clips.
98 clips to put together to make that video.
And y'all, I was pulling my hair out a couple of days ago finishing it to get it up. And if you don't know with editing, it takes a long time. Each little clip has to be gone through. Take off what you don't need and fix it and then put it in the right. And I wanted them, like if I was showing the apple tree and then I wanted to show a closer up of the apple and stuff, I wanted it in order. I didn't want to just throw up an apple tree, then a pear tree, then a basil, and then show apples. I wanted it in order. So that took me a long, long time. I videoed it in order pretty much, but occasionally I would video the apple before the tree instead of the tree, then the apple.
Are you saying you're becoming OCD?
Pretty much. I've always been that way.
Okay.
So Out of Goshen made it in. They ate sweet potatoes and whippoorwill peas. Wish I had some whippoorwill. I've not heard of whippoorwill peas.
I've heard of them, but I don't have any.
No, if somebody has some, we'd like to know and see what they are, and because they would have to be a hardy pea for them to plant a lot of and produce.
All things good said, y'all, my Cherokee pumpkins are taking off. I'm going to tell you, they are some awesome pumpkins now.
Yeah, and almost all the people I've seen that we have sold seeds to are saying that they have 100% germination rate. And I think that's awesome because I think I had 2 that didn't germinate.
Yeah.
That was
probably our fault,
but
no, we took seeds that we didn't want to sell to anybody else, basically, and we kept
that's
them for
why
ourselves.
I did that.
Yeah.
And so I planted like 11, and I had 9 come up, and I've got 9 in the field.
That's looking awesome.
And, y'all, they're just spreading. And then I went and planted maybe 15 or 20 in the corn, but the grass, once it rained, the grass just went poof.
And 2, I plowed over them and
didn't pay much attention.
I covered them up, yeah.
But we found probably 8 or 10 at least that survived his plowing in the grass, and we weeded around them. So we're hoping to have some Cherokee tan pumpkins this year, and we should.
Plus, I planted 8 or 10 more on the hugel bed.
That's true, you did.
Yeah, and they're all up.
And we're going to have seed.
We'll have seed probably in a week.
About a week. So
about a week, we'll have a new batch of seeds coming off. And guys, we still have Cherokee tan pumpkins from last September, and they are still just as good as the day we picked them.
Yeah. So, and I planted the top ground sweet potatoes. This is something we did not plant last year. I planted the year before. And we have a video on the top ground sweet potatoes, but it's probably about 2 years old. And so we saved seed, and I planted some of those this time, and there's several of those up.
Yeah, a lot of them's come up.
And which one of the pumpkins up there you only had 4 of?
That was the Hopi Gray.
We've almost lost those. We're not
sure. The squash
sure.
vine borers attacked the Hopi Gray.
We're not sure they're going to survive.
With a vengeance, and I don't know that I'll get anything from them.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Y'all, the
Charlotte
salad
says they're great peas for hot weather. So.
Well, see, that's what I'm thinking. They've got to be a hardy pea. We have red rippers, if the deer don't get in them, that have vines on them, and they should be making red ripper peas. Let me say that. That's a field pea, because somebody asked me what that was last time.
Yes.
It's a field pea. We should be having field peas before long. The little lady peas that Sunshine and Amanda helped plant, they've got little peas on them, and they're filling out. And in my video coming up, I show Sunshine the.
You know, they remind me of a soybean.
Really?
Because did you see the fuzzy? The peas were fuzzy, just like a soybean hull is.
Could be. I don't know.
I don't know anything about them, but
they're awesome when they're ready.
Mark says theirs, or Jamie says theirs are still in the greenhouse. They hadn't been able to put their Cherokee tans out because it's too wet.
We'll see. I saw Mark, and then somebody else said it was so wet. People in Florida.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. Florida.
Saying it's so wet.
Florida's almost ground level with water anyway. Okay. Here we go.
That one's mine. Don't you eat that.
Okay. I'm tripping out here, y'all.
I'm not eating mine until I'm through with this other food.
Well, I'm through. So I'm fixing to eat. I got 2 more bites of peach. And I made myself wait so that my last taste in my mouth would be this peach.
That's why I hid mine over here on my plate. Lady peas do not taste like soybeans. They're just a different pea, but they are awesome.
Oh, man.
My kids love lady peas, and we used to grow some.
Well, they may be like edamame beans, then.
I don't know what that is.
It's a soybean.
No, these are not soybeans. Get soybeans out of your head. Come on. Wait till I cook them.
I'm just joshing with you.
He's going to love them, y'all, I guarantee you.
Terry said he had the water this morning in East Texas.
If we get the seeds out for the Cherokee tan, do they have time to make the season?
Takes 120 days. If you've got 120 days of season left, they will make.
And now we did get your email. He's the one about the 2020.
Oh yeah, we did get that. Yes. Yes.
I don't remember what you said about 2020, but
about the year 2020.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about. Remember, we were talking about the 7 years of tribulation, and we was doing some math.
Yeah. And
we were tying it into the 70th week of Daniel, the 70th anniversary of Israel, and stuff like that. And I don't usually put that stuff up online. It's just stuff that Wanda and I talk about. If we come up with some sort of a conclusion Then I'll make a video about it. But just talking between the two of us, I have different theories that I believe are pretty accurate, but I just don't throw anything out online.
James Manley says his Cherokee tan's looking great. They're growing with corn and beans.
Good deal.
Okay. And Grizz was planting.
Grizz was planting a Cherokee garden, wasn't he?
Well, sort of.
Well, he didn't call it a Cherokee garden. He
He said he got the idea
He called
from
it the
us.
Three Sisters garden. He got the idea from us.
But he was planting some kind of squash.
Was it zucchini?
I think zucchini. He was planting some corn, and I think his was sweet corn. I can't remember.
Yeah,
no, it was Danny corn.
I thought he said he couldn't find the Danny corn.
He found it. That's why he didn't plant it the first time. The first time he planted was sweet corn.
He don't like sweet corn. He likes field corn. That's why he wanted the Danny corn.
So he's planting Danny corn, zucchini, and I forgot what kind of beans. It wasn't the beans that we planted, but he was planting beans.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see how Grizz does.
Courtney, the Cherokee garden right now is actually the corn is tossling and putting on ears of corn. We had some wind and it blew a lot of it down, but it stood back up some. The trail,
all but about 10 or 12.
The trail of tier beans, I got to get up there and get them started toward the corn because they're growing everywhere. I'm going to have to get them taken care of. And our squash, the vine borers, got the biggest percentage of them.
Yeah.
Whether some of them make it or not, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
And we may have to, if it's not too late, transplant or put some seed out of some other kind of.
Well, I'll put Cherokee tans up there because I know they'll make.
Yeah, they'll grow fast.
Yeah, they grow real fast, and they grow about each Cherokee tan pumpkin vine. We had some of them. One vine grew over 30 feet long.
So if you're planting it somewhere, make sure you've got some room to wind it around, let it grow.
Yeah.
Because it's going to go everywhere.
It will go everywhere, that's for sure. Yeah.
Whew. I'm usually through before you, and I'm not today.
You talk too much.
I did today.
You don't usually talk that much. I usually do the talking, and you beat me.
Well, I was letting you eat today.
Yeah, I'm pretty much undernourished, and I have to eat more, so.
Y'all, he's got pecan cookies in there.
I got pecan cookies.
He's just
waiting on me.
He's just waiting to go get into those cookies. That's
his waiting to get it. That's my favorite cookie of all cookies is a pecan cookie.
Yeah. The pecan cookies, I have, if you look up 3-ingredient pecan cookies or something like that, and if in that video I use regular sugar, if you'll swap it equal amounts, if it calls for a half a cup or what, or 3/4, swap it for brown sugar. Oh my goodness, it's like eating a pecan pie.
It is. If you add brown sugar to it, the only thing that's missing out of it is, people used to put Karo syrup. We don't use that no more. But it's just like eating a pecan pie. We use cane syrup now instead of Karo syrup because we make our own syrup.
I'm learning to transition things to the cane syrup because we have so much of it. And so probably do some more cooking. Which is better, the pecan cookie or the peach? The peach.
The peach right now. Okay, Kelly said, my tomato plants grew up leggy and haven't produced any tomatoes. Why? Well, it could be a sunlight issue. It could be a nutrition issue. More than likely, it's probably a nutrition issue because tomatoes. I guess I'm gonna give away every little secret I have, but
well, they need to know.
They need to know them, I reckon. But see, I fertilize my tomatoes no less than once every 2 weeks. I usually do it every week, but I try to make sure at least every 2 weeks I fertilize my tomatoes because tomatoes burn up a lot of nitrogen, and they've got to have the right amount of calcium in the ground in order to be able to pull up the nutrition out of the ground that they need to get the phosphorus and the nitrogen they need. The calcium, the pH has got to be right. There's a lot of things that's just got to be right. And remember, if you're growing determinate tomatoes, you don't have to prune them that much. But if you're growing indeterminate tomatoes, then you need to prune them real hard because you're growing tomatoes, you're not growing leaves.
Mm-hmm. And you need to know which one.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking triple 13.
Yeah. We use triple 13.
Yeah.
Amanda says pecan in the winter and peach in the summer. That's eating in season.
It is. The pecans were given to us
by a subscriber.
And y'all, Danny's been hulling them out, and just as fast as he can hull out a couple of cups, I'm making cookies.
She makes cookies with them.
And he eats them up, and he knows if he wants any more, he has to sit and hull out more. And these pecans are so sweet. They're better than any pecans we can buy anywhere. And I just like them. He does too. He likes them a lot better than any we've had.
Yeah.
The rattlesnake
beans are turning yellow. Any ideas? Gosh, lack of fertilize, maybe lack of nitrogen. I know they're supposed to produce their own nitrogen. Maybe it's too dry. Maybe it's too wet.
Now, last year, ours, when it would get really hot and dry, ours would look like they're shriveling up and die completely. And I told him, I said, okay, the rattlesnake beans are done. We would get that crazy shower, just that little bit of rain, and they'd perk back up and start making again.
Yeah.
And about every 3 weeks, they'd look dead, and it'd rain, and they'd come back out.
Right back out.
So they did all summer. I had rattlesnake beans almost all summer, y'all.
The last peach, you better savor it. Nothing like it. Nothing like it.
That's just too good, guys.
Yes. Let's see. There was something there I saw there I wanted to look at.
That was too good.
Where is it at?
I don't know. Where is it at?
Okay, Christy said she probably needs to fertilize again after all the rain. Yes, anytime you have lots and lots of rain. Now, let me tell you something. Do not put the fertilizer close to the plant. Put it about at least 8 inches away from the plant because you want it to go hunt its groceries. You don't want it to, you put it too close to the plant, you're liable to burn it. So put it out away from the plant and dig you a hole about 4 inches deep and put it in the hole and cover it back up. And you should do okay because that's what's worked on mine.
Yes, Grizz, you missed us talking about you. You'll have to go back and watch the whole thing so you know that we talked about you.
We talked about you, Grizz. We sure did.
Oh, the song. He said it wasn't him singing.
That wasn't him singing?
I could have swore that was Grizz.
That sounds just like Grizz's voice.
Yeah, I think he's not.
I think he's just pulling our leg.
Yeah, I think it was Grizz.
I think because the way he
played the guitar
he plays a banjo and a guitar and stuff. I think he probably was just doing that.
Yeah. Pretty good song.
I think he did a good job. If it was really him, he did a really good job. Y'all go watch Grizz
sing. I gotta think of the words. It was to. All right, Grizz, tell me the name of the song. It was J.D. Allison that wrote that and sang it. It wasn't him. It was J.D. Allison.
J.D. Allison.
Where have I heard that? Is that a singer or a popular singer?
We got a friend that we know named J.D. Allison.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, well, it's J.B. Allison that we have.
Okay.
That's J.B., not J.D.
I gotcha. But it was pretty cool. I had to sit and laugh.
We laughed.
Laughed through the whole thing.
Y'all we're not going to give it away. Go watch Grizz 270.
I could have swore it was Grizz.
Well, I could have, too. I would have betted money on it.
And his crazy chickens. The chickens wouldn't leave him alone. Like the goats wouldn't leave Danny alone today. He was trying to fix, was it today or yesterday?
It was this morning. I was trying to put up electric fence.
And everywhere he was at, the goats up here, the goats under
They were under my arm, had their mouth all up in my face, wanted to bite on my ears, and they were just climbing all up on my back. They were trying to chew the electric wire in half while I was putting it up.
They only chewed it once.
Well, once I got it hooked up, they only bit it once.
Yeah.
Their little lips was tingling after that.
They decided that wasn't
They decided that wire wasn't really that good to eat after all.
Okay, so he's on YouTube. Okay. Didn't know that.
J.D. Allison watches your videos, he said.
Really?
Really?
Well, see, I don't watch anybody. I only happen to pop into Grizz's on occasion, and I pop into other people's. What was the ladies? I forgot. There was somebody I watched this morning.
They subscribed to us, and we said, well, let's just go check their channel out. We went and checked them out. It was two women.
They're doing a backyard garden. They have some beautiful flat land. I said,
but they're in town, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
But it's flat. They have the perfect place to grow them some stuff, and they're growing in raised beds and stuff and doing a pretty good job. And I can't remember the name. I'm sorry, but when I see it again, I'll remember.
There's two girls, something.
I thought it said 2 girls.
Yeah.
Homestead or something.
2 girls homesteading or something like that.
Something
They were
like
colored
that.
ladies, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
2 colored ladies.
They were doing really good job with it, and I'm ecstatic.
That was an awesome job.
When people grow something, even they're living in town, and they're using their land, and they're going to gradually work their way around their property, using it for something besides grass.
Saddle Ridge says, instead of girls have fun, goats just want to have fun.
I know. I put a video up with that. I put girls just want to have fun, but I should have titled it goats just want to have fun. Because they are girls, that's why I put girls.
Kelly says, got to run into town to run errands. We did that this morning. Yeah. Great talk. Take care. Thank you for sharing your time with us, Kelly.
We'd really like to see the goats all over Danny. I'll have to get out there and video when he's trying to do something. When I'm trying to do something,
they are all on top of me.
They were when you were building the stalls and stuff.
Yeah, I was building the stalls. I eventually had to shut the barn door.
Yeah, he come in and he said, I had to shut them out of the barn. They wouldn't leave me alone. Working on a sock blanket.
Are you expecting cold weather?
They probably are. We aren't.
We don't expect none for what, 8 months?
Just when you think we aren't, there.
Just when you think we aren't. That's right. Right now, we are looking at a week above 100 degrees, a whole week.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not going to be nice. We walk out the door in the morning, and we open the door of our house to walk out. It's like opening the oven door when you've been baking something in it.
Yeah, something with a lot of moisture.
Yep.
It's just like, you can walk outside, and it's only 80 degrees, which should not be that hot. And you just sit and drip sweat because there's so much moisture in the air. So, okay. So we got to get busy.
Yep. Got a lot to do.
I don't know if there's anything else we need to tell them, but, you know, we'll think of it by Saturday night maybe.
Well, we do Saturday night. We'll meet with them again.
Yeah. I don't have time to write everything down. We do want to thank Charmel and Juan for bringing our girl yesterday.
Charmel and Juan, thanks from the depths of our heart.
We had a wonderful time visiting.
Wonderful visit with them. And Juan and I got to work on the cattle trailer. We put lights on it.
Yeah.
We did get to do that. Got him some good lights on it so he could get home okay.
It was pretty cool. I like meeting new people.
I do too.
And here at Deep South, that's what it's all about. When people gather, they leave us friends. That's what our T-shirt's all about, guys.
That's what our motto is all about.
Yeah.
About building community.
Yeah. And so that's what we want to do. You want to come visit at Deep South, you have to send us a message and we'll see if we're going to be able to do something. I fixed spaghetti. They ate spaghetti. The pies. Yes. There were 2 pies in the freezer, and I told you guys that the next people that came to Deep South would get pie. Well, Heidi and Caitlin from Lori Family Homestead came and spent the weekend with Brian and Heather, missing them, so they had to come in and spend some time. So Heidi, Caitlin, Heather, and I ate one of the pies. Yep. And then yesterday, Charmel and Juan and I ate half of the other pie, and I finished the other half off while I was editing last night at 10:30 at night. 10:30 at night, yeah. So the pies are gone, but I bought stuff today to make another one, or 3 more. So if somebody else comes, I can still make pies. And we're talking about the blueberry no-bake. The blueberry no-bake pie. So it's good. It's really good. And I saw a lot of people had made them, and they said they were awesome. Yeah. So we have got to get off of here and go get busy, guys. So join us Saturday night, 8 o'clock Central. We will be back on the air, and we look forward to meeting y'all then. Until then, we will see you in the next video. Thank you, guys. Thank you.